I was 20 when this happened, about 5 years ago now. I was in college, going to a mid-sized state university in the Midwest. I lived off campus in this crummy little house with two other girls, Amanda, who I'd known since high school, and Tara, a random roommate we'd found through Craigslist, who actually turned out to be really chill. The house was not great. You could hear every creak, every mouse that dared step foot in the walls, but it was cheap, and it was only a 15-minute walk from campus, so we made it work. I worked part-time at this small, family-owned coffee shop just off campus. Think a cozier, cheaper Starbucks. It was usually just me and one other person on shift. The owner, Greg, was an older guy in his 60s who had retired from teaching and opened the shop to stay busy. He was nice, paid us fairly, and gave me as many hours as I needed. That's how I met him. Let's call him Mitch. Mitch was probably in his late 40s or early 50s. He wore the same dark blue windbreaker every time he came in, no matter the weather, and always ordered a black coffee. No sugar, no milk. He had this unsettling calmness to him, like he never blinked quite enough. He wasn't overtly creepy at first, just quiet, overly polite. He'd always call me kiddo. I figured he was just one of those lonely types that enjoyed a routine. And coffee shops always attract that kind of person. He started coming in almost every day, always during my shift. He'd sit at the back table, drink his coffee slowly, and watch people. He'd bring a little notebook sometimes, scribble things down. I figured he was harmless. Weird, but harmless. I've dealt with worse. After a couple of weeks, he started small talk. "You always work this shift?" he asked one day. "Usually," I said, because I didn't want to be rude. "Figured," he smiled. "You're good at this. Most kids your age don't have any work ethic." I gave him a polite laugh, then busied myself behind the counter. From then on, he always tried to talk to me. He'd linger a little after he finished his coffee, sometimes waiting until the shop was almost empty to approach the counter again. "You remind me of my niece," he said once. "She's about your age, same eyes." That comment felt weird, but I just nodded and gave a quick, "That's nice." Then he started giving me things. It started with a newspaper clipping, an article about a girl who got a scholarship to study in France. "Thought of you when I read this," he said. "Smart girl, ambitious." I told Greg, the owner, about Mitch, but he just shrugged. "He's a regular, probably lonely. Don't engage too much and he'll get the hint." I wish I'd trusted my gut more. About a month in, Mitch crossed the line. It was a rainy Wednesday evening and the shop was dead. I was the only one on shift, and we were close to closing. Mitch came in, soaked, and ordered his usual. He sat down at his usual table. I was wiping down counters when I noticed he wasn't drinking his coffee, just watching me. Then he stood up and walked behind the counter. My stomach dropped. "You shouldn't be back here," I said, trying to sound calm. He held up a folded piece of paper. "Just wanted to give you this before I forgot." I didn't take it. "You need to leave, sir. This area's for employees only." He smiled, like I'd just told him a joke. "You don't have to call me sir, kiddo. I'm just trying to help you out. You'll understand one day." I told him again to leave, louder this time. He finally did, but slowly, like he was doing me a favor. I locked the door behind him and went straight to Greg the next day. This time, he took it seriously. "Okay, yeah, that's not okay. I'll talk to him if he comes back." Mitch didn't come in the next day, or the day after. I figured maybe we scared him off. 2 nights later, I came home from a late study session at the library. It was after 10 p.m. Our house was dark, which was normal. Amanda worked evenings, and Tara usually stayed at her boyfriend's. As I was unlocking the door, I got that feeling, like someone's watching you. I turned around, no one, but something still felt wrong. Inside, the house was quiet. I tossed my backpack on the couch and was halfway to the kitchen when I noticed the back door, the one that led to our little yard, was open. Just slightly. Now we were careful, paranoid even. We always locked everything, especially at night. I froze. There were muddy footprints on the tile. Big ones. Not mine. I didn't go further. I turned, walked back out the front door, and called 911 from the porch. The cops showed up fast. They cleared the house, didn't find anyone, but whoever it was had definitely been there. The footprints led from the back door, through the kitchen, and toward the hallway that led to our bedrooms. Nothing was stolen, nothing was broken. Just walk through. I had a gut feeling. I asked the officer if I could show him something and pulled up the shop's security footage on my phone. I'd taken a short video of Mitch when he first got too close, just in case. The cop froze. "We know this guy. Name's Mitchell Graham. He's on parole. Did time for stalking and unlawful surveillance." My stomach turned. They never found any fingerprints and he never came back to the shop. Greg banned him officially and even put up cameras. The police filed a report and said they'd keep an eye out. But here's the part that still messes me up. About 2 weeks later, I got a package at the shop. No return address. Inside was a cheap keychain with a cartoon owl on it, the same one I had on my house keys, except mine was still attached to my keys. There was a note. "Always lock the back door, kiddo. I hope we never meet again."